So I'm not familiar with exactly where I am, but that's okay. I know where I'm going.
Hi folks, Naito Nelson here, and I'm starting off on a little adventure this morning. It's a beautiful day. Turned out to be much better than I had feared. I thought it was going to rain. Thankfully it looks like that's going to hold off till much later today. So I'm going to be heading on the road, taking a trip around Lake Michigan and a little beyond, and I'll tell you about it along the way.
So guys, this part of the road may seem familiar to you. Came through here once, going the other direction. I brought you guys along. It was one of my first videos, or sets of videos it turned out to be, when I rode up Sheridan Road from Chicago up to Waukegan. And it's part of my route around Lake Michigan now. This is the best part of this road right here. The ravines. I haven't been through here in a while, and I can see already that it needs some attention in some spots. Certainly can't ride it the way I used to. Wow, speed limit of 20. And I see why. So Nelson, you may be asking yourself, what is this bucket list trip you speak of? Well, many years ago I decided I wanted to take a road trip on my Yamaha Seika 400 to Canada. And the idea was very brazen, to take a little 400 from Chicago all the way up across the border. But that was the idea, and my justification, well, you'll see what that is later. But it never came to fruition over the years. I've always had it in the back of my mind, and finally I've gotten around to making it happen. Now, I wouldn't have been able to do this and bring you guys along the way I can now, way back when. So in some ways I'm glad that I was able to put it off, but back then I certainly would have been a little more physically in tune for that process, because that's a long trip. In your late teens, early 20s, a little more durable. 30, 40 years later, I need to stretch and rest a little more. But this certainly is going to be fun. And it looks like the weather's fluctuating a bit with respect to the clouds and the sunshine, but still the forecast calls for no rain, so let's hope that holds out. Ding! Love it. Ah, the Baha'i Temple. I'm going to come back here one day and do a little focus on this. Right around the corner back here is where I met Mr. Poopy McTortoisebutt in that video I was talking about earlier. If you want to see what that was about, go check it out. I know they've changed the name, but this is always Lakeshore Drive to me. Chicago is actually a great city to live in if you like a metropolitan area that's dense. And you can find anything and everything to enjoy. This place has some character and some history. It's a massive building, but dwarfed now in comparison to what modern architecture has since created. up the pace a little bit here. So I'm running later than I want to. Ding. So here I am in Bridgman, Michigan, on the Red Arrow Highway. I've got about 8.5 hours to get to my destination in Petoskey, where I've got a reservation for the night, and got about 50 miles before I need some gas, and that's probably about the same time I'm going to decide to stop and get some lunch. So I've made it about 6 hours into my ride, and I'm realizing I forgot to stretch this morning because I'm starting to get some cramps in my legs. Nothing horrible, but I'm definitely going to have to stretch soon. I just ran across this wonderful young man named Warren. He stopped to make sure I was doing okay when I was setting the camera up for some B-roll, and had a nice chat with him, and glad I did.
See, man, now you're making me wish I wore my full gear.
Hopefully run into him again sometime. We'll see how that goes. Onward to Petoskey. Well, the weather is holding up for me over here. I'm glad to see that. A little cloudy, but I see clear skies ahead. And the temperature is absolutely perfect. Ooh. I'm going to be getting to Petoskey a little later than I had originally hoped. And I'm talking like 3 hours later. I think I didn't take into consideration the time zone change when I was thinking of the actual arrival time, which puts me 2 hours behind. But again, I started late. I've had to make a couple of stops already, and I've got a few more that I will need to make. At least 2 more for gas. Man, I gotta say, this is what I had hoped for. This is gorgeous out here. All these trees, 2-lane road with a set speed of 55. Little traffic, light traffic, and smooth roads. This is fantastic. I'm so glad I did this. I gotta tell you, this is something I needed. This is the part of my life that gives me pleasure and gives me calmness, and it's just wonderful. I hope you guys feel the same way when you get out and ride, because man, I'm telling you, I live for this. I really do. And I have to say, I thank my family for being considerate and granting me the time and opportunity to do this, because I know it's not easy, and I miss being away from them as much as they miss me being away from them. But my wife knows that this is a part of me. She knew before we got married. And that's one of the reasons I married her, is she understands. Oh, this is wonderful. Ding. These are beautiful homes. Ding. Ding. State Park. This is a section I definitely want to capture. I had hoped to have my drone working the way I wanted it to here. Fortunately, it's not. So this is the best I'm going to be able to get for you guys. Ooh, the temperature definitely dropped here by maybe, I don't know, 7 to 10 degrees. And I got somebody riding up behind me who may want to go faster, but he's not going to be able to pass. And this could be promising. Ooh, this could definitely be promising. Fun. Maybe got a little more excited about it than it offered, but hey, I enjoyed it. That certainly was fun. Well, this is a nice road. Wow. Look at that. Whew. That's not good. Hello to you too. Thing. Okay folks, I made a quick stop to get a little Tylenol. I got a little achy having been in the saddle for as many hours as I have. So that set me back just a tiny bit. I've got 4 hours and 50 minutes remaining, which means I've done about 7 hours of travel today. More or less. So it's going well. Getting a little cloudy. Should actually probably remove these sunglasses soon. And doesn't look like rain though, so that's good. I did come prepared just in case, but let's hope that doesn't happen. Still got a little over 100 miles left in the tank. So I don't think I'll be needing to stop anytime soon. I'm not hungry. I ate just a few hours ago. Feels like 10 minutes ago. So it's just a matter of getting there. This moment looks like I'll be arriving at about 10:10 p.m. But even if that's the time I get there, I'm just gonna flop into bed and crash, I'm sure. As long as these roads and these sites remain the same, it'll have been worth it. Pinwheels. All right, brother. Okay, guys, there's been a change of plans. I'm going to be taking a different route, one that's a little faster. I'm going to get there with an hour saved. And the reason I'm doing that is I'm not going to be able to get the route that I wanted to originally to look good. It's going to be dark, and you know, that's not really the point of the trip. The point of the trip is tomorrow, and if I get to bed a little earlier, I can get up a little earlier and get a lot better footage at that time. So I'll keep picking up some bits and pieces along the way now, but once it starts getting dark, I'll probably shut down and we'll pick it up tomorrow. Alright guys, see you in a bit. Alright, I'm good on gas, I'm good on time, but I am bad with bugs. Well guys, I made it to Petoskey. All I have to do now is make it to my hotel and unload. That's where I'll be heading out tomorrow, following the coast all the way up to the border. And I know for a fact that is a gorgeous ride. A true tunnel of trees.
Alright guys, I made it, and I'm up here in my room, finally getting settled. I've got my bags ready to be unpacked, and I got just an average room here, nothing special about it. The only thing about this place that's significant to me is the fact that I've been here once before. Like I said earlier, I spent a weekend here with my wife, and that's how I was aware of it. Nice hotel, nice people, so I figured I'd come back. And best thing about this right now, I guess, is if you look over here, you can barely make them out, but Austin is right over there, right outside the front door. So with Austin being parked out there, I can take a look if I feel the need to, make sure that it's doing okay and there's no problems. So tomorrow is what I consider my big day, crossing the border into Canada. Check off that bucket list item. hopefully you guys will join me. And for those of you who are new to the channel, please do make sure that you subscribe and hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you get notifications to let you know whenever I release a new video. Okay guys, appreciate you joining me. Hope you had a good time with this one. We'll see what happens next, but as I always say, please do remember to ride safe, ride smart, and have fun. Bye.